Hey everyone, how you doing today? Wanted to talk about the Skaar Slica a little bit. I wanted to release it today, but I've got some problems, and I'm not going to be releasing it today, and I'm not exactly sure what to do with the ship at this point. So I wanted to just do a video, get your opinions. Um, right now, something was right after I did the preview video yesterday on this ship. A couple comments, and I appreciate the comments, gave me a heads up on how these colonist turrets actually do work. And these guys over here, essentially, you can't just spawn a ship with those on with your regular resources. You need specific resources that you have to go around and buy from various colonist vendors throughout the game and get those. And I guess it can be kind of cumbersome to do. I mean, they may or may not have these for sale at each vendor you go to. So, the amount of time it would take to try to get that so you could spawn this ship in with these turrets could be fairly significant. And I didn't really like that idea a lot. And well, in the comments too, they would recommend that I remove all these colonist turrets. Otherwise, people aren't going to be able to spawn it in. And yeah, that I agree. I agree. So then I go to this phase here, where now I got this ship, and I took away what it was kind of designed to work with. I specifically gave it 10 of these launcher positions because that's how many I could put on there, and it was the whole idea of it was it's got a lot of these light weapons, but they're kind of dispersed all over the place. Plus, it's got some kind of shield and things like that, and plus laser cannons, which I have out of this version right now, to take down the shield. So, maybe it would work. Maybe it would have problems. I couldn't say exactly for sure. I was hoping it was going to work, but with the knowing that those turrets aren't like cool on a creation to put up on the workshop, and that kind of defeats the whole battle strategy of the whole thing and what all the CPU was kind of wrapped around. And now I'm at this point where if I take that away, it's like falling too far below specifications of anything I would want to release to the workshop. It's so I've got some issues with it, and I don't exactly know what to do about it now. That was kind of a curveball. I didn't know that when I decided to use those turrets. I didn't know it until I was finished with the creation. So now that really can't be there, and I wouldn't want anyone to have to roam around all over the place for hours trying to get these weird parts for this weird creation with weird CPU limits. I'm kind of kind of stuck. It's like it was complete and ready, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, I can't do that. I can't release it like this. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to find a solution, and I don't exactly know what that solution is yet, because now granted, I can put the laser cannons back in here, and I can put, I think, around up to maybe 4 missile turrets on here, maybe in these front positions, and call it a day, and let you put in a couple improved cores and some more turrets and whatever else, shield parts or whatever you can fit within the CPU range on that. I guess that's really my only option, but in my point, I don't know if it would work as it was intended to, at least stock that way. I would actually think it won't, which kind of throws everything in a loop here. So I'm not exactly sure what I want to do on release. One option I'm thinking about is to add in all the stuff that it's missing right now and just not have it a Core 2 ship at all. But then I've got another hang up where, well, if it wasn't a Core 2 ship like that, I would have certainly had beefier thrust in this thing and stuff like that too. So it would fall below spec on what I would like it to be, at least, at a higher tier level. So it's like I don't have a good solution to this, but all I know is I don't want to necessarily release it as is, because it's too weird and tricky and weird with the CPU numbers, and so specific with stuff that would be too hard to get in game or take a long time probably to get in game, and I don't know what to do with it now. So, I was all set on getting this out, and now I'm like kind of like sort of back to square one, just scratching my head like, well, what do I do now? What do I do with this? Do I just I guess the easiest thing for me to do is throw in a couple cores or just put in whatever CPU I have available for the two laser cannons again and turrets. So I've got without the laser cannons and the turrets, it's 233 K CPU. So you got that 175, I guess, around there. K of CPU, which isn't going to get you that much, especially when you're going to shoot through probably about 40, some of that just putting in the laser cannons, which are kind of a requirement, sort of, at least on how it was supposed to function, at least. So I don't know, guys. Let me know. I'm willing to make some modifications and changes and try to like go for another release date tomorrow or Sunday. And I'd hate to just waste everything that's here and just abandon the project. And there's some people that seem to be looking forward to it coming out, and I'm like now in this situation, like I don't exactly know what I should do with it. How would you like to see this ship come? Taking away its primary weapon thing that it was built around, kind of was just a real kind of punch in the teeth. I'm glad someone gave me a heads up about that. I mean, I'm really glad I know that now. I didn't know it when I was building it, though, or I probably wouldn't have went with this choice. And if I didn't go with that choice, the ship would have been a different ship because it would have tried to have less turrets and arranged differently, and it would have just been different, So, what do you think I ought to do with it? Because I'm like just scratching my head and kind of annoyed about it right now, and I'm trying to like chill out a little bit and try to I'm sure there's easy solutions, but I guess when it comes down to two main things, one, I could just I could potentially just kind of like throw it out there as is, just stripped of all its weapons, and you guys just figure out what the heck you want to do with it. That's probably all right. I just feel bad because I normally won't ever do that to a ship. I would at least try to give it, some kind of minimum thing. And this is supposed to be a combat-oriented ship without any guns. And that, but I don't want to like necessarily pick guns. I don't want to put like miniguns on here because they're terrible against doing hull damage and shield damage. They're good for drones and stuff, but this is about taking out a enemy capital shielded corvette. And to have it come with no guns really sucks, or the completely wrong loadout that it wasn't supposed to be utilizing, and it wasn't really made to utilize it that way. So yeah, it's just a predicament, and I just kind of wanted to run this by you and see if you guys. I mean, you guys got a lot of great information and stuff. I learned a lot from the comments, and make a lot of changes along the way too, and heads up to different things and stuff like that. And I appreciate it. So this is one of these weird situations where I don't think I've run into this before. I guess I've never really planned out a ship of this kind of specs for this type of ship because I didn't really agree with it. I never thought this was a kind of thing that would be a wise choice in game. So I usually would avoid that. But now that I did build it, and it was, it was an interesting challenge for sure. Now with that other blow of like I can't use the turrets it's supposed to have, I'm like, oh man, how do you want to see this come? It's like yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that by you and see what you guys think about the situation. I'm going to release it yet, so it's not like I'm scrapping it or anything like that. It's just what I did right now is if you want it with the turrets on it and you are part of the challenge or to the Anvil Discord there, I did put it in for the challenge. It is there. You can download the ship. So it is out in that form right now. But I just, for the workshop version, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it because to me, it's just kind of unacceptable if I were to release it in this state or with the two laser cannons, So you got two laser cannons so you can blow up a shield, but you can't shoot anything on a ship stock. unless you build whatever you're going to build for it. And maybe most people are for that. I mean the game is kind of about building up, getting a ship in the game, and then building it up and stuff. But I just at the same time, as primarily as a builder, I feel bad that it would be below minimum specifications of something I would want to release to the workshop. If you follow my drift there, so I'm confused. So please help me out. All right, that's it for this video. I'm just curious what you think there. And thanks again. Adios.